Hello, Tully Astromancer here, and I've come to you on this new moon in Aquarius to guide in a meditation for the changing and raising of consciousness. It's a wonderful and exciting time, a time of peace and stillness. Can you feel it? So, first things first, what is a new moon? Well, there are many signs of the zodiac, 12 to be precise, and we have the sun in Aquarius currently, and the moon is in Aquarius as well. So you have the sun and the moon together in Aquarius, and of the 30 degrees in Aquarius, the new moon is a period of time when the sun and moon are in the same sign. In this case it's Aquarius. The precision of the new moon is what we're currently in at this moment, where the sun and the moon share the exact same degree right on top of each other in Aquarius. So if you look outside right now and you see the sun, maybe best not to look right at it, but just know that in this moment, the sun and the moon is right there, right with the sun, right next to the sun. An eclipse occurs when that happens, when they're on the same degree, but the moon happens to be over the sun. So they're on the same degree right now, but they're maybe not right. The moon's not passing in front of the sun, but it's the same place. So what does this mean? So new moons are times when the masculine and the feminine, the external and the internal are in harmony, are one. And it's a wonderful time when we can set our goals. So what happens is the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Aquarius. But what happens is the sun takes a year to go around once. The moon goes around once in a month. So whereas here we have now the moon and the sun in Aquarius, as the moon keeps going and the sun moves slowly, what happens is when the moon is in Leo and the sun is in Aquarius and they're opposite each other, then we have a full moon. So we've already had the full moon of Aquarius, sun, Leo, moon. But the next full moon will be Pisces sun, Virgo moon. But what happens is you set your goals on the new moon when the sun and the moon are together, and as the moon grows to become full, the potent energies of the universe, of the cosmos, conspire to help us to manifest through constancy of aim and effort, our goals and dreams. So what is so exciting about this new moon is that Aquarius brings us higher consciousness. It's as though heaven, the stars and the heavenly bodies are endlessly raining down their goodies to us at all times. But when Aquarius is involved, we have more potency in that. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is god of the upper skies. And if you look at the Earth from the perspective of the high atmosphere, we are all one. The land masses and the water bodies, we are all one. And it's a beautiful perspective to take. Aquarius, in that respect, tends to not be the best in one-on-one interpersonal relationships, because they tend to be detached, because they're way up in the ethers. That's why Aquarius, one of the reasons why Aquarius is a very humanitarian sign. Aquarius rules groups and collectives, but consciousness, higher consciousness. Uranus is known as the awakener. Uranus brings us divine awakening, divine consciousness. And at this time, the sun, which represents the external world, if in a sense, and the moon, which is the internal world, they are at one in Aquarius. And it's such a brilliant time right now, even just the sun being in Aquarius, because it allows us insights to free ourselves from the traps that we put ourselves in. So, we have consciousness. And consciousness, there are many consciousnesses within us. And consciousnesses are made up of thoughts, much like an apple is made up of molecules. If you were to deconstruct an apple, molecule by molecule, it would probably take a long time. Much so with consciousness. For example, the consciousness of I'm not good enough to follow my dreams. That is a consciousness within us, perhaps. I'm not going to label your consciousnesses for you. But it's a general consciousness that is out there and affects people negatively. So if you look at the consciousness of I'm not good enough, you can deconstruct it into its thoughts. So a thought could be, I failed at this, and so that little thought adds to I'm not good enough. Or somebody told me that I'm not good enough, so that adds to the consciousness. So there's, it's not really time appropriate to go through all the thoughts that make up the consciousness of I'm not good enough. And thank goodness, thank heavens, thank the lucky stars that we have divine beings, higher beings, angels that have consciousnesses of their own that are far superior and far grander in scale and scope than the mere human consciousness. And there are many of them who are so happy to help us, and we can call upon them to help us, because changing consciousness can be a lot easier than we're led to believe that it is. So I'm going to guide you all on a meditation to change consciousnesses. The consciousnesses that we don't want anymore, I'll say. So let's see. Okay, so make yourself comfortable. I have a blankie here. I'm going to make myself comfortable. Okay. So let's take a moment and close our eyes and center ourselves. A few deep breaths, bringing in the positive air and releasing the negative air. Coming to our centers. And when working with the Divine Ones, it is very of the utmost importance to show humility and reverence and gratitude for their help. So I always like to begin with a prayer to do this. To the Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to our spiritual teachers, to our spirit guides and guardians, to our ancestors and all who came before us, to our guardian angels, to the angels of healing, to the angels of upliftment. We offer you our tremendous gratitude, love, and respect for your guidance, help, and protection in the changing of our consciousnesses. To beloved Saint Germain of the Violet Flame, we ask for your guidance, help, and protection in the safe and proper use of your blessed flame, in the changing of our consciousnesses. We thank you in full faith. So be it. Now let's take a moment and we'll ground ourselves. So many people think of being grounded as connected to the earth, but there's also the heavens to which we must ground as well. For if you've heard of the spiritual cord and the earthly cord, it's like stringing a bow. You gotta stretch and then hook it on. So we can visualize from the base of our spine and the bottoms of our feet beautiful cords of light flowing down into the earth, connecting into a beautiful pink lotus flower, the symbol of the heart of Mother Earth. We can send down our gratitude for all that Mother Earth offers us so freely. the food we eat, our clothing and shelter, our physical bodies, the gift of incarnation. And like roots, imagine that you're stretching and you're pushing down into the earth. And in response to this gratitude, Mother Earth flows up our cords, peace and love, nourishment and support, filling our whole bodies from the tip of our toes to the top of our heads. And from the top of our heads, from our crowns, we can visualize beautiful cord of light flowing up, 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 way up, connecting into a beautiful golden lotus flower facing downward towards us, the symbol of the Heavenly Father. We can send up our gratitude for the very life energy that flows through us, for the gifts of the heavens and the higher vibrational realms, gifts such as joy, merriment, laughter, happiness, all of those vibrations that tend to float up and stay up there. The heavier ones tend to stay low, but we can bring, like effervescent bubbles, we can bring in the higher vibrations. Okay, so in response to this gratitude, we allow the Heavenly Father to flow down the golden light, filling our whole bodies from the top of our heads to the tip of our toes with peace and love, with nourishment and support. And let's allow that golden light to flow down into the earth, deep to the center, the heart of Mother Earth, the joy, the laughter, the happiness, the radiant optimal health and wellness, deep into the earth. And we can allow that love from the earth and the heavens to effervesce us to a healthier state. Casting back the darkness, we allow the violet flame to surround us. Beautiful violet flames flickering like a ring around us. The beauty of the violet flame is it is a flame of transmutation, which is taking one thing and transforming it to another. It is a flame of forgiveness, for we cannot really be free until we cast the shackles of unforgiveness off of us. And so we begin. So please feel free to share the consciousnesses you would like to change, or you can keep them to yourself. But I will go through my own and some general ones, and we will allow the transformation. So, I am not good enough becomes I am good enough. It seems so simple, but what we're doing now is we are breathing in the vibrations of consciousness of I am good enough. We are filling our whole beings with I am good enough, regardless of any evidence to the contrary that has been generated in the past. We are filling our beings with I am good enough. And as this expands from our center, it pushes out the old consciousnesses of I am not good enough, and they fall into the violet flames and are forgiven and released back to source. And in this moment, we are an embodiment in this sacred new moon, ushering in the higher consciousnesses that are our divine birthright. We are good enough. What does this feel like? It feels really good. And you know what? Tears may flow in this exercise, and that's okay. because it's a relief. We don't have to hold these negative consciousnesses. Many of our negative consciousnesses are built upon error thoughts and misperceptions that we hold in our cells, but our cells are not meant to hold darkness, for we are beings of light. Oh, it feels good. Okay, so what else bubbles up? Whatever bubbles up, you take it, you acknowledge it, and you discover what you want instead. So let's see. I am not worthy of love, of being loved. For the evidence in my life has shown me this. That is a consciousness that I have embodied, and I am able to release it now because I am worthy of love. Breathe it in from the stars, from the heavens. Allow it to fill your entire being. Every cell is now experiencing the love that it has been denied. And the old consciousness is no longer relevant, and we release it now to the violet flames. And with every breath, we embody the consciousness of, I am worthy of love. It always starts with loving the self. For when we love ourselves, we radiate love, and we become a magnet to love. And anywhere in your body that you feel tightness or clenching, that's the old imprisoned, but we can release it with compassionate clarity and allowance. I allow the old that no longer serves me to fall to the flames, to be reclaimed by the divine source. And it may not happen all at once, for the principle of lag time reveals to us that the physical body heals at a slower rate than the subtle bodies. The subtle bodies can heal instantaneously, and the physical takes time to catch up. But just know and trust that it is happening. It may take a moment, it may take a day, it may take a week, it may take a month, but it will take what is right for you. And it is so important to trust in your process. I am afraid of the world and what life will bring to me if I open up. Becomes a trust in the process of life. I have a divine purpose in this world, and by being open to the higher vibrational frequencies, I can achieve my goals and live my blessed destiny with greater ease and comfort and joy. So let us all release to the flames fear, terror, worry, doubt. And it's so beautiful to watch them to be reclaimed by the violet flame back to source. Remembering to embody and breathe in through our crowns, filling our whole bodies, every cell, every atom and molecule, and all the spaces in between with what we are wanting now. The new moon is a time for beginnings. And this is a very healthy beginning that we are allowing ourselves in this moment. It is safe to let go. It is safe to be. and live our destinies. Feel free to move. Movement helps the stuck energies to get moving. Okay, what else have we here? I don't know what I want from life. That is a big consciousness that prevents us from seeing clearly. For in our hearts, we do know what we want to see from life, what we want to experience. I allow myself to hear the messages of my heart and its guidance, and all that is not meant for me is dissolved by the violet flame. You can envision it as perhaps dense glommed on mental residue just falling off. For your new consciousnesses are very bright and effervescent, and they bubble it all away. It is our birthright to hold the consciousnesses that we choose. But we don't always know that or remember that, and we hold consciousnesses that others choose for us. But that is not ours to hold. I allow myself to live my destiny with joy and happiness. Remembering our connection to the pink and gold lotus flowers, symbols of the heart of Mother Earth and the heart of the Heavenly Father. The beautiful gifts of Aquarius are higher consciousness and awakening. We can allow these to flow through us now as well. Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, which is the awakener, divine consciousness, is also ruled by Saturn, which is the greater malefic, the trickster, perhaps, in a sense, that imposes fears, restrictions, and limitations, keeps us small and compact. And perhaps, in some sense, to some degree, our physical bodies are small and compact, condensed energy. Saturn is the great manifester. And with Aquarius, we can ask for Saturn's blessings to manifest the higher vibrations, the frequencies of utopia and bliss, which are raining endlessly from the heavens if we only turn our eyes to the heavens to see and embrace and allow. In a world where there is so much fear, so much heaviness, we are the light. We are the light, the effervescent light that breaks it all up and molds it into what we want it to be. For too long, we have kept it the way it has been for thousands of years, but it does not serve us anymore. Fear is knowing. And when we know what we don't want, we know what we do want. There are many wonderful, big spiritual teachers today, these days, that are helping us to see this. Abraham Hicks, Louise Hay, blessed be. Judith Orloff, blessed be. So many wonderful people who understand things a different way. And we can all understand things a different way. It is not safe for me to be myself. That is a big consciousness. And when humans think of these consciousnesses, when humans think upon them and dwell upon them, they grow and become egregores, which are thought forms that are the size of cities and countries that hover over us in the ethers above. And we can detach from them. We can disconnect from them. We have the choice to consciously connect to thought forms such as, it is safe for me to be myself. I came here for a reason, and I'm grateful to embrace that reason. Oh, I got tingles there. Let it out, let it out. Remember the flames. Let it out. And it's important to remain grounded in this process, so remembering our grounding cords, breathing in the heavenly light down into the earth. I often like to think that humans are nerve endings, or nerve hairs or fibers upon the earth, and our main purpose is to take the heavenly prana, the heavenly chi, from the stars and the heavenly bodies, and bring it through us down deep into the center of the earth to awaken and enlighten the earth. For we all know the suffering that comes when we are not aware, when we don't know, when we can't see, but we feel something's not right. But in this moment, and all moments, we have the choice to help Mother Earth to see, to feel clearly, to be enlightened and awakened, for the best is yet to come. I don't like what I see in the mirror becomes, this is what I am now, and I'm always changing. And when I love myself, the changes become more beautiful to my eyes. So we are embodying this now. I am beautiful. I am lovable. I am safe. I am joyful. And as we fill our beings with this, we allow the old to be pushed out. And it falls and is reclaimed by the violet flames back to source. I am loved. I am safe. I am strong. I am beautiful. And the beauty of this is once you get the momentum going, you don't even have to think about the negative consciousnesses that encapsulate and imprison us. We don't. We don't have to think about them. All we have to do is think about what we want and bring in. And as it's brought in, it displaces the old and it falls away down to the earth to be neutralized and transmuted. It's very important to remember in our closing prayers to ask that the violet flame be returned to its source with loving kindness. We do not want to leave flames going, especially in the inner world. But for now, they are bright and beautiful and sparkling and enchanting, which reminds me, the cards I drew. Divine guidance. Divine guidance is with us endlessly, always. Endlessly, the beings of light, the higher beings, the evolved beings, who have spent lifetime after lifetime growing their love and their compassion and their ability to help us. All we need to do is ask, and they are there. And they are there anyways, but when we ask, they can help. Healing. Healing. Healing is being whole. Being healed is being whole. When we are not whole, we are holding consciousnesses that limit us and restrict us and impede upon our good health. It is safe for us to be whole. It is safe for us to be healed and to allow healing. You're allowing your healing right now by bringing in these divine, higher vibrational energies. We are beings of light. We are meant to hold the light. And in the spectrum of darkness and light, way up in the ethers, the highest, you have peace and love and joy. And as you come closer down to human level, you have courage and faith. The divine doesn't need faith. Think about that. The divine doesn't need faith. It knows its existence. But if we are too rooted to the darkness, to the hatred and the ignorance, we can't see the light as easily. It's too bright. But it's there, and we can call it in, gently, transforming us, gently, in our own timing. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to invoke a healing crisis. So ask for guidance for your healing. And remember the power of enchantment. Enchantment. The inner child. The inner child knows of the magic of life, of the joy in everything, the beauty in everything. It's very important to have enchantment in your life, whatever form it may come in. For me, it's my blue. It reminds me that while there is sadness and suffering, there is also magic and mystery and wonder. And a lot of it is within us. The imagination. Jupiter, the karmic benefic, offers humanity its higher nature. Compassion, the ability to communicate. Reason, intuition, imagination, and connection with the divine. These are all gifts from the Heavenly Father. And the Earthly Father, Saturn, offers humanity its lower nature. So you have the self, caring and defending the self. You have the ability to digest information and experiences into a more cohesive whole for you. You have sexuality is a lower nature function. You have tribal consciousness. You have connection with the earth. Saturn is our roots, our ancestors, and all who came before us. Lifetime, before lifetime, before lifetime. Millions of them going back in history, all living lives so that we could be here today. Blessed be our ancestors and all who came before us. Saturn also offers us our sense of duty and responsibility in life. Dogma. And it's important to stay centered in the heart, because when we are centered in the heart, we have clear access to both, and we can balance them as is needed. Like a sewing machine. You have the top thread and the bottom thread, and they loop around each other to secure us in a harmonious existence in our heart. If we're too up here in the ethers, we're not grounded, we're not able to be practical and to benefit the world the way we came here to. If we're too down here, then we're missing a very valuable part of life, which is imagination and faith and spirituality and connection with the blessed spiritual beings abundant on this planet, who are here to bring us all into our prime, into utopia. So just remember, stargazers, that new moons are a very sacred time. And I believe that I will do this every new moon to guide us, help us to manifest what we want. So remember, bringing in the higher consciousness and dreaming up here, higher nature, dreaming of what we want. I am happy, I am healthy, I am desirable, I am lovable, I am prosperous and abundant, I am safe, I am loved, I am comfortable. Every day I get more and more comfortable in my body. And just remembering, as you're bringing this in, there is a displacement, and allowing the old to shed like skin, to fall away like ashes to the earth, asking them to be transmuted, just allowing them to be transmuted. So going forward, I encourage us all to do this. When the old creeps in, correct it instantly. No, that's not what I want anymore. No. I may feel that way in this moment, but I'm bringing in what I do want. And the old falls away. So let us close our prayer now. You did very well. I'm very proud of you. You let go of so much. I'm so proud. And you have embodied so much. And you are doing so well. These times are not easy. I'm a hugger. I'm a toucher. I'm very sad a lot of the times. But this will pass. And I am lovable. It is safe for me to be in this world. So come to our hearts again, remembering our connection above and below, to the Supreme Being, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to our spiritual teachers, to our spirit guides and guardians, to our ancestors and all who came before us, to our spiritual beings of light, to the holy angels, to the healing angels and the healing ministers. We offer you our tremendous gratitude, love, and respect. To our higher selves, thank you for helping us to embody your light, love, and power in harmony within us. To Saint Germain and the violet flame, we thank you for helping to reclaim, to source all that we have released, all that we have let go of. Thank you for your guidance, help, and protection in the proper and safe use of the violet flame. For reclaiming it now, thank you. We ask for your divine guidance, help, and protection going forward as the moon waxes to full, that we are able to continue to release by embodying that which we wish to hold, the consciousnesses that we are now choosing to grow within us in our beautiful gardens. We thank you all in full faith. So be it. Thank you, stargazers, for spending this time with me on this new moon. I'm so grateful always to spend time with you. So, I wish you well in your journeys. Anything else I need to say? Remember, you are much more than you think you are. You are much more than your parents or your society has led you to believe. You are infinite beings. And you are in control of your life and your experiences. Always remember, you are loved. Blessings. Farewell.